And Beijing's Fashion Week is also wrapping up as we speak. And for more on that and the industry in general, designer Joya Ma joins us from my hometown of Hong Kong. Joya, thanks so much for being with us. You yourself were involved in China Fashion Week, and I'm wondering, what was your inspiration, and then what were some of the themes and trends that stood out to you the most?
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the question. So I did the Beijing Fashion Week in March, and also Hong Kong Fashion Week, which was just 2 weeks ago. My inspiration for the Beijing Fashion Week was about dragon, because this year, actually 2024, is the year of dragon, and also I myself is also a dragon. So dragon has always been a very meaningful creature to me, and when I was doing the dragoness, I called it dragoness because I do women's wear mostly right now. And then also another core theme of my brand is about women empowerment. So through the expression of women empowerment and the dragoness collection, I try to express the Chinese zodiac sign culture with my collection, and to express the dragons, which is an imaginary animal, into like real life. I was using a lot of like the crocodile skin pattern, which is just the shape of it, and then also like the snake pattern, which is, they're reptiles, which is kind of like where the dragon is actually originated from. So that was the inspiration for the Beijing collection. So I feel like to have this platform and the stage and the global runway to actually have more Chinese zodiac sign culture, the dragon culture, and everything, to be able to put that into the spotlight was a really quite an experience and honor.
Absolutely. And then what were, apart from zodiac signs that you showcased, some of the best uses of traditional or cultural components in the fashion shows?
Yeah, so I love the qipao. So there's a lot of different types of qipao. It's like a whole, like another story. But basically within all of my collections, I would create a qipao. So regardless of what the current collection is, there's always a qipao that goes through every collection. So in the Dragoness collection, I have like the qipao that's with like the red leather, and then with the snake embossed on top of that. So, and then with my the Hong Kong Fashion Week collection, I have the black and white lace, which is with the white flower embroidery on top of that. I have that also qipao collar, and some of the tops that I design, it's like a halter top, but then also with the qipao collar. So I would put these details that has like the Chinese heritage and the culture within like details. So like people have to look, and then they have to find out, and then they would actually need to like know about the cultural reference in there. So things are like not like super like loud these days. Things are more like in the details. I want to show more of the traditions and more of the culture within details in there.
Julia, how important do you think China Fashion Week has become? We heard in that package that, it's a cultural event where hundreds of designers come together. But how much influence and how much of a splash are Chinese designers making overseas at the moment?
I think actually it's becoming much more important, and then also on the global stage there are more and more Chinese designers shining their bright light now, and then even with like the fashion week that's happening in China right now, like the Beijing Fashion Week, the China International Fashion Week, I see a lot of like the designers having like showing different patterns from like traditional Chinese culture, and then there's some of them even show like regional cultures, like the northeast part of China or the south part of China, and there's also like the special embroidery that's like done like at a specific place of China. So different regions, because it's a very big country, so different regions might have a very different style. And then globally, I think on like the New York, Paris, or London and Milan Fashion Week, there's more and more Chinese designers showing up there as well. There's a designer that I really like, Robert Wen. I think he's always showing in London and Paris Fashion Week, but then this time he's showing in Hong Kong Fashion Week. So yeah, I think there's globally a Chinese designer, they're rising up, and then they're getting more attention and recognition now.
And And you said women's empowerment is a big component of your own designs, but sustainability and circularity are big parts of the discussion these days when it comes to fashion. How much are Chinese designers playing a part in all of that? Because the UN is pushing for design houses and global stakeholders to be more conscious about their global footprints when it comes to the fabrics they use and the production process, etc.
I think this is definitely becoming a more topic that's coming into the spotlight, that people have to take care of our social responsibility, actually, as well as we're designers. So a lot of the designers are practicing like the circularity and sustainability acts. So when you're doing the patterns, there's different ways of pattern making, and then there could be like the zero waste type of pattern, and then there are like while you're doing all the designs, I think there's also like AI technology now kicking in. There are ways, maybe like you print less paper, and then you do less the toise, which is like the fabric toise of the final design before it actually made in fabric. So there are many different ways that designers specifically could try to cut waste, using less paper, using less fabric and everything to actually make this happen. I think a lot of the designers, we're now taking our social responsibilities, and then we're more careful with what kind of fabric that we choose. We want to be able to track the origins of the fabric, how it came, and then also kind of like if it's like polyester or something else, then we try to use more natural fabric. Especially in the China market, people really care about the fabric, which is the material that you're using. People prefer silk, prefer wool, things that's like more natural fiber. So I think that's also a big help in the sustainability aspect of fashion.
Well, China fashion is definitely making an impact. We'll have to leave it there, but thank you so much, Joya Ma, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.